Well, I'm finally back. Sorry about that. I kind of disappeared from making videos for a bit because, final season. I'm moving back to Maryland for a bit for the summer, so I'm like cleaning my apartment religiously. It's disgusting. Anyways, what I'm here to talk about today is GME, obviously, and a little bit of SPY as well, just because, they more or less track together, so it's a pretty good idea to, see what the broad market's going to do if you are drawing GameStop theses. So anyways, pretty cut and dry. You have the levels on screen here. I think what I'm going to do is just walk you through the visuals first, and then we'll kind of work our way down into current positioning and where I think we're headed over the next a month or so. Cool. So let's reposition this. Actually, an hour is fine. Auto. Not that. Go back there. Okay, so yeah, we're here now, and ignore these levels. I'll redraw those in a second. But this is the current trajectory I'm looking at, and actually, before I show you that, I do need to run you through the new count because we didn't quite take out our previous low at, what is this, like 78? Or did we? Dude, I don't even know. It was like right there. Yeah, okay, yeah. We came within like $1 or $2 of our previous low. And obviously breaking this invalidates the previous bull case I was eyeing, but I'm not even eyeing that anymore anyways, just because of my longer term count. So that being said, obviously you can like see what I have on screen here, but this visualization is a lot easier to see. So really quickly, right, 1, 2, 1, A, B, and then the C leg is gonna have 5 legs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the only way that this really makes sense. And this is like this whole move that we had, like this price swing here. This is just mean on the market maker side. And what made me, finally figure this out was I was drawing ratios. And if you were following me on Twitter, you remember this level here, 150.8. And I was saying this when we were running, way back when. That was a big level I was watching for rejection. That would really send us down a lot farther if we did reject there. And we did that one day, but then we cleared it. But we ended up actually rejecting the 2618 and not the 1618, which you very rarely see this in expanding flats, but by definition it does, fit the definition. B is bigger than A and C is bigger than B, and there's a critical Fibonacci relationship that supports what we're looking at. So if that's the case, that would be our wave 4 right there. ABC into 4, which is just like, it's mean. That's so mean. It's cruel. But anyways, we should be, into our funnel like down here, and the targets, again, this is kind of arbitrary just because we don't have a defined top of the wave 4 yet. But, from this top, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll notice because wave 2 is really, shallow, we barely really retrace up when normally your wave 2 is a very strong move against trend. That means, well, the law of alternation comes in effect and says, well, if our wave 2 is shallow, we can expect our wave 4 to be steep. So here we are. This is where we're at now. And there's a few different counts I'm eyeing. So basically, I'm going to go to this view. This is easier. Most basic view ever. I'm looking at this as, right, this is your A of 4, B, and then we're impulsing into the C. And I think I drew a really good description on Discord. By the way, you guys should definitely pop in. We have a great time in here. We take a lot of trades. We make good money. Good one from today was we went short SPY. Where was the ping? Right here at like 430. Or not 430, 403.7. So I was, pretty fire. But I need to find the, what's it called? Bear with me. Okay, yeah. So this is like what I'm eyeing, essentially. It's something of this nature. And this is only correct if we don't break this B wave low at 85.08. And if we do lose that, then I have us coming down to 83.7 before moving up. And I know, like, it's a lot to take in. It's so hard to explain it and keep a level head because, like, I realize a lot of people don't understand this bullshit that I'm spewing. But anyways, I think the ratios here kind of just show it simply enough. If it were a typical ABC wave 4, the level I have us hitting now is 115.28, which comes up and fills this gap. Because there is, like, a level of confluence here, I have a lot of confidence that this analysis is correct. However, I do think, well, because like when I do my analysis, I'd like to look for the counts that will, hurt the most people. And so what I think hurts the most people here is we actually don't stop here at 115, and instead we actually run up to 126.5, 127. And the reasoning for that is, again, remember what I was saying about the law of alternation. If 1 down, 2 is really shallow. Like if I pull up fibs, let's see, this is probably like a 236 tick. Like barely anything. If we draw this here, like barely a 236 tick, which is very, very bearish. If that was really shallow, we can expect our 4 to be steep. And the way I have the ratio drawn now, this is the 618 ratio from the wave 2, and that comes out to a level of confluence with where C equals A at 1, or C equals 1.382 of A at 126.5. And then again, right, we zoom out more and you'll see that this is a very, this is a critical area, like a point of control, if you will, right here, back when we were running to the upside here. So it makes sense to, melt up to here, retest this critical pivot, and then reject and send us down for a 5th leg down. That's what I'm eyeing now. So to wrap that up really quickly, if my view is correct, I do expect to bounce at 88.05 tomorrow, but we can't rule out coming down to 83.7. But also, like, here's the thing. Because we're in a wave 4, this is, like, the part of the trend where you need to be on the lookout for, like, complex bullshit corrections. And wave 4 is where you see that. So, we could very well see something where our B actually comes below the A, and it just fucks up everyone's view. Like, we could extend down like this and then rip up something like that, just because we're in that part of the trend. Or we could come down to here and then it only rips up to something like this. So just something to watch out for. I do think though that like these levels here are correct, and this is the count that I have now. I don't know if maybe you can make sense of it, but they're right. We have 5 down into A. Or actually, what am I saying? I guess this is technically counted as a flat. You have ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a C. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But anyways, the C leg should be made up of 5 waves. So we have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 3, 4, 5. Now this could bottom at 83. This could bottom at 88. Like, we don't know. I lean 88. But again, it depends on SPY, and I gotta touch on that because this always goes on longer than I expect it to. But another reason why this 88 seems like pretty fucking obvious in my opinion is we come down and we're essentially testing this exact level right here, and this essentially creates like a sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern. I don't really trade patterns like that. But it's there. So just from basic technical analysis, it makes sense to come down and test this level anyways. It's like a pivot before bouncing up. And if we don't, then we come down to here or lower. But coming full circle now, what I would expect is, we have this rip up to here. I have it at like 127. Will we get that? I don't know. We might get 115. We might just dump. Like I don't know. But I lean this. And then finally, let's say we hit 127. I think I have it drawn already, but yeah, the fib up to here would send us down to about 51. If it's 31, then it's a slightly different, larger degree count. I'm not even gonna run you through that. It doesn't really change anything. And then lastly, I'll pull up the daily here, and then this is like pretty simple. I say that, and I'm like, bro, what am I looking at? But all you should be looking at here is like this bottom trend line here, where you have your first test, second test, third test down here. And then I have for wave 5 equals 618 waves 1 to 3. That gives us 39.74. And then essentially, right, it's like the same setup as February last year, where, we're chilling down here and then boom. So as to what that catalyst is going to be, that's anyone's guess. But my theory moving forward is we most likely rip up to 126, 127, and then dump to 40 to 50 before we rocket. And then really briefly, I'll touch on SPY. So I did take puts today, but I closed the majority of them into close today just because I don't really like swinging in this market. Originally, I was thinking we would get something like this, but the more I look at it, I'm leaning, where is it? Like this. This is what I lean now, which would essentially give us this pattern where we're in the view here is that SPY is not done correcting, and we're actually just in a wave 2 of B before 3, 4, 5. And I guess if I pull up that largest degree count really quickly so you guys can see, and again, if you guys pop in Discord, this is all I ever do. So if you're interested, this is like my large account. This is what I think happens. Something kind of like this, where we get like a little melt up here where people think, okay, the correction is over, but you know, we just keep going. But smaller now, briefly, you can kind of see where my head's at with this, where I have us ripping up, and can I even like explain this? I don't even know what there is to explain here. Like, this is what I think happens. We would essentially we'd finally be filling this 410 gap on SPY, and I know a lot of people are going to go short there, and you know, it's not a bad short, but I feel like we have a lot more to go, and the reasoning for that is if I have the levels drawn on Thinkorswim, but not a 1 minute, let's go to 15. Something like this is what I'm thinking, but it's also possible that we're actually just wave 3ing, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying. Maybe we don't get this and we just rip up to like 415, 416. Yeah, okay, that's about all I had to say. And what I'm looking for to go really short in the market again is we'll have this gap on VIX filled on here, like 25.4. Once we see that, that's a signal to begin getting into more shorts again, because at least in my opinion, I don't think we're done correcting. Maybe we are, I doubt it. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. I'm probably going to be really lazy with editing this because frankly, I like don't really care. This isn't obviously like, I don't make these videos for money. It's just like kind of stay informed, help you guys stay informed, and also it's kind of cool to like lay my thoughts out in a video so I can or anyone else can like check back at what I was thinking at the time and be like, oh, he was right, or oh, he was full of shit, and we'll see what it is. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace.